Welcome! Today I bring you a special interview, a person going far beyond in creating a project that should be free to all with enough support and hard work. Let's come along on a journey through a library of knowledge and into the creator's mind. Through a motivated team, they hope to bring the freedom of learning to everyone. A library of Alexander in the modern age. Or likewise to the Minecraft's Uncensored Library, a digital foothold of interactability. Access to everything and anything coming to the virtual world. This is the Library of Veritas. Enjoy. So Geeknificent, as the main creator and kind of facilitator of bringing this project together, what is it that you can actually tell me about the Eye of Veritas and this overall library of what you're trying to achieve? What is the main focus you're trying to bring into the VR world?
Well, the Eye of Veritas is the community I run. We're both an educational and social community. I am trying to keep a balance of both educational availability, but also room for those social interactions that everyone looks for in a social platform like VrChat.
A community built on learning, self-growth, social interactions, education, and so much more. But what is this library, and what's it really gonna do?
As for the library is going to be our avenues to actually offering education in an easy and affordable manner, because we don't believe education should be locked behind a paywall. So we're trying to create a system here where people can get access to any number of books without having to pay for it.
A true amalgamation of everything into one source. And this should be stated, VrChat is free. Not only that, but you don't need a VR headset. You can use it on desktop and even your mobile phone as of lately. It now has Android and Apple access in beta form. I've used it. It worked pretty well. So this can be accessed anywhere on the go if you so choose. But how is this really possible? How do you put that much information, as many books, research papers, and everything that was once likely made out of a tree, into a single VR world?
We are taking advantage of VrChat's string loader module and loading the content of the books that we want to host here from an external server that we will also be hosting and managing. We have been developing this project for the past year now, and it is starting to get to a point where we are getting close to our first prototype.
Certainly all a type of lingo well above my pay grade. There are some finer details and talk of the other tools used with how it's all achieved in the full interview. So if you want to see the raw, unedited footage of the behind the scenes, that'll be posted over the link below. Make sure to spread that algorithm. So now we have a library and how it's being done, but what is the library gonna hold?
Everything. We are going to be hosting everything, or at least as much as possible. We want to host an environment where education is possible. So we are going to be dividing the library into 7 major categories: science and technology, math, philosophy, history, art, and art is where we will host the literary works of fiction, because fiction is an art form in literature, esoterics, and infohazard. Infohazard is where we are going to be hosting literary works that are dubious or potentially harmful in nature, and we'll have a disclaimer leading into the infohazard stating such. It's kind of our version of a banned books section without actually banning the books, because part of our philosophy is that those who don't learn from history are doomed to repeat it.
So not only can you have your cake, but you can eat it too. A hub point of accessible knowledge at your fingertips. Even those types of books that you think your grandpa read a little bit too much. But it's good to see the world from every point of view. To know how the world can be perceived or explained. A journey, a fantasy, a world, a truth. But can such a thing and all this work be achieved by one person And how are they funding this project?
I do have a team that I've been working with and have put together to help make this possible. We've got 2 developers that are helping build the tablet. We've got a modeler building the world. We do have a technician that is going to, well, 2 technicians actually, that are going to be helping us make and host the server that will actually store the converted book information into something that our library and our e-reader will be able to use. As far as funding the project, I have largely been funding the project with my own income. We do have a Patreon where people can donate their money, and I take that money and put it towards the development of the library. We have had some people donate already, but until we get to a more foundational point, I don't want to really start asking for money until the things that I want to promise are deliverable.
A team of developers, modelers, technicians, and more all working together to bring this project to reality. But as humble as they may be, these things are not cheap, and even the time itself is costly. Time is money, but so is the outstanding effort given towards it. So hey, if you feel like showing your support in hopes of seeing this world come to reality, then you can find it as well down below in the description with a direct link to the page. But I think an important question is that everybody would want to know, when do we get access to the first iterations? Will there be a beta?
I do want to have a beta version at minimum ready before the end of this year. So we want this to not just be, a dry library of reading books, but we want it to be an interactive educational environment. So like the art section will have canvases that you can draw on and paint on, and you can put your VRC camera into a capture orb to capture your work and save it. We are also going to have other specialized rooms like a lecture hall so that actual teachers and educators can come into our library and do real actual lessons and lectures. They'll be able to take the e-reader, put it into a projector, and then pull up whatever book that they want to teach from, and it will be casted to the projector system. We also want to have things like a newsroom, a fitness center, maybe a meditation temple. We also want to have like a book club reading room as well. So yeah, we've got a lot of utility in mind for the library.
Well, fantastic. I greatly appreciate your time here at Geeknificent, as the leader of Veritas and the main facilitator of this large endeavor and project in general, all around the idea of education. Are there any final thoughts or wishes or messages that you'd like to give out there towards this project, or in general, maybe just towards the community?
Education belongs to everyone, and we should be preserving it as much as possible, especially in an environment where education has come under threat and simultaneously has become harder to access.
So there we have it, an endeavor built on prosperity through knowledge, creating a world to be a central hub, either it be for learning or perhaps just hanging out. But the potential will always be there. If you enjoyed this interview and you want to see more, make sure to show that love by checking out the Veritas Discord, see the full interview, and hit that subscribe button. Every bit of support really does go a long way for the all-seeing eye. This has been Digital Dave with the Veritas. I'll make sure to see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.